Yo, what's up, everybody? Rev Sauce 9. I'm just gonna keep it raw and uncut and unbiased. I'm just gonna give you how I was feeling about AEW's go home show for WrestleDream, Title Tuesday for 10/8/2024. And it's the same way I felt about NXT. I just don't understand the rushing and the incompleteness on things. I felt NXT was a little better just because of the opening segment and the Dawn and Emma. Just if we're going by, I know some of you are going to compare the two shows. If I had to, I would give that to NXT because NXT felt a lot better, but they were just as bad. I don't think NXT beat AEW by much to me, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I know people are going to compare views and shit tomorrow, and I know it's going to be back and forth, and which one did better? But in my opinion, NXT to me slightly did better than AEW. They both were rushed, incomplete, very much of a circus. Very much of a circus. I felt Triple H and Shawn Michaels a little hokey pokey with that State of a Union type shit. I thought it was really stupid. I thought the Tony Khan announcement stuff was stupid. This was hours prior to these shows going live. Guys, get these guys off my television. Seriously, on both sides. Just be bookers, be story writers, do what you need to do. I don't need you to see you on TV and doing shitty fucking hokey pokey fucking promos or deviating. Britt Baker, this announcement thing with Britt Baker should have been done days prior, not hours leading up to the damn thing. You got people buying tickets. People spend a lot of money to go to these shows on merch and stuff. This should have been vented days prior. As Britt Baker got sick, you should have made the announcement. And then another thing, you have Taz going out of kayfabe, thanking everybody for the well wishes on his double knee replacement. And did not keep in character about storylines and whatnot. And I just felt, it's incomplete. I feel like AEW's a little incomplete. I feel like WWE's trying too hard, and I feel like AEW's incomplete, and they're just going fuck all everywhere. This week, I could finally say that AEW, I understand some of that hate there, and I get why they get the hate they do to an extent. Not all of it, but I understand some of it, and in my opinion this week, it's kind of justified, because they were literally all over the place. But NXT, again, they were all over the place too, and I was left scratching my head this week. This week, NXT and Raw and even AEW to an extent has just been all over the place, man, for me. Like, I just feel like everybody is trying to do too much, trying to explode their loads on things that shouldn't be. Both companies this week I've been rolling my eyes going, are these guys drunk? Are they high? Are they stoned? What are they on? Because they're not booking right. Raw going 2 hours, even when I said on my Raw review, again, I just feel some things were lackluster there. Same with NXT and same with AEW. For instance, AEW, you got Monet. You kind of belt yourself kind of stupid. You haven't utilized her properly. You have her going against Emi Sakura just to beat her, and then Chris Statlander, and are we booking for WrestleDream, Statlander versus Monet? In the future, there's nothing there, and then why are we pulling Statlander as a face now, when she was supposed to be a heel? Are we just booking ourselves into conundrums here? Again, you could have put Jamie Hayter there, you could have put anybody else. But Chris Statlander was doing some of the best work she's done in a minute, and now we're putting her back to face by herself, to lose again? These are things that people are complaining about, and it's kind of justified. I'm just saying, it's kind of justified. I'm not trying to be a hater here, but it kind of comes out like that. Now, about the crowd, people said they were a little dead, a little bit boring. I saw an X. Honestly, it was a little 50-50, and again, AEW limits tickets from what I've seen online. They limit how many sales they do. They do enough to basically make it feel full with camera angles and shit. And they make you believe that they have a full crowd when they kind of don't. They probably tape off probably a quarter of it because they limit tickets. Don't know why AEW does that, but they limit tickets. You want to know why their crowds are small? It's because they limit tickets. I read a report on that they limit tickets. Tony Khan wants a certain amount, or there are people that are doing it want certain amounts, and they sell certain merchandise. I just feel like AEW is missing a point here. You should be making as much money as you can on merchandise. You should be making as much money on your wrestlers as you can. I don't get that logic. I guess they try to fit enough into an arena to make it look like for television. If they get a certain amount of views, they're golden. I was reading an article about that on Sports Illustrated, one of them, that they're not really looking at audiences like that. They're looking at more of TV views than anything. And in the future, they're going to be looking at subscription buys when it comes to simulcasting on Max more than views. So there you guys go about the views. It's not going to matter when it comes to these things. And it's going to be the same with Netflix. It's going to be more about the subscription buys than anything. How many people are subscription buying? Again, Darby Allin and Brody King. This is another thing I'm going to tell you guys. Like, this made no sense to me. Like, I'm telling you, WWE and AEW, they got to be smoking the good stuff, because they're rushing things. They're splooshing and rushing on things that make no sense. Darby Allin with The Rock. I don't get it. Articles were out that Darby Allin was pushing, or Tony Khan was pushing for Darby Allin to be the face of his product. Now you're making Darby Allin look like a circus act. And Brody King is cutting great promos. He made literally Darby Allin look fucking weak tonight. Like, it just came off. Darby Allin just looked weak. And I just don't understand that. I know you're going to probably give Darby Allin a win against Brody King, but at the same time, Brody King looked a lot better in the promo than fucking Darby Allin, in my opinion, tonight. Yeah, he hit him with a rock. Yeah. Again, do you really need to have that blood dripping out of his mouth, like it's coming out of his mouth like he broke teeth? No, you really kind of don't. And WWE does it differently, and they don't show blood unless they need to. They prove that to you at Bad Blood. Again, Reese backstage with Lance Archer, Jake. This was so stupid. What trade are they doing? I thought at first that they were going to give Jake Roberts Kodesh. I thought that's what they were going to do, and it was going to be Jake the Snake Roberts pushing Kaneshita here. I thought that's what they were going to do. I thought that was going to be or Kyle Fletcher. Maybe they do that just to fuck with Will Ospreay. I thought they were going to do that. They didn't. They traded for... I didn't even know Roosh and his group were part of the Don Callis family. Like, who knew that they were part of the family? Like, this is things that they don't really tell you stories on. And then they put up their hands, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know. I was like blown away. Roosh was part of this Don Callis family. Like, what? Okay. Archer's now part of the Don Callis family. Woo. This is another big man that they're not going to utilize. Again, I come back to this. Tonight was a little bit of scratching my head and going, what are we doing? Guys, I'm going to tell you, when I have a down opinion on things, man, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be harsh on the products when I feel they need to be harshed on. I'm just going to be honest. As you're listening to this, I'm going to be harsh. I'm sorry, but NXT this week and AEW and WWE in general have not been really that great. And it's not been really that good. And I'm sorry if I'm not your opinion, you could stop watching, and honestly you can unfollow or fucking unsubscribe to my channel, call it a day, man. I'm not here. I'm not here to appeal to a narrative. I'm here to appeal to the people that want to hear my own raw and uncut and unbiased opinion. But I'm just gonna tell you, like, it wasn't good. It was absolutely horrible. Daniel Garcia, throughout the night, they gave you a little tease of him staying with the company. And then when he came in, he had an announcement. He comes out, he makes the announcement. He looks good in a leather vest. He comes out, he basically says, hey, look, I'm here to stay long haul. I weighed all my options. I'm here. I'm going to stay in AEW. I'm here to ride it out the long haul, but I'm here to win titles. Which I told you guys, Daniel Garcia, throughout my streams, throughout all the streams I've done, I've told you Daniel Garcia fits better in AEW than going to NXT. They wouldn't book him as a high-end talent. They're going to book him as a mid-card. His better bet is to stay in AEW, grow, and go up the card and win belts. That's his best bet. And get a big payday from Tony Khan to being loyal. That's his best bet. Hologram defeating Commander. Again, great. Hologram is, they're putting all their stock into Hologram. Where's it going? This is the thing. Commander and Hologram, like, what are they doing with both of these guys? Commander, you just have losing every week. He should be just a lost magnet. Every week I see Commander, he's just losing. Every week with Hologram, I see him winning, but where's the payoff at the end of the tunnel? Where's the payoff at the end of the rainbow? Where is it? Because Hologram, you just keep half winning, and he doesn't cut a promo. He just comes out and he does whatever. He doesn't have a manager behind him. He just comes out, does his little gimmick, wins, and that's it. And it's like, you got to build this guy up with a story. You got to make us believe who he is, because most people don't know who Hologram is. Again, you belt him up with vignettes, but you have no idea what to do with him. Again, Jake Roberts comes out. They do this whole salute thing with the fist up in the air. I didn't get it. Rouge Blanco and all these guys, they come out and they do all this stuff, post stuff, and I just don't get it. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. You have a bunch of luchas raising their hands up, and it's like, okay, great. Daniel Garcia remains with All Elite Pro Wrestling, whatever. Knew that was coming. He had no other, like, where was he going to go? He wasn't going to NXT. He wasn't going to NXT. A lot of you were like, he's going to NXT, man. He's another WWE guy in the works. Tony Khan wasn't letting that go. I think he offered him a shit ton of money to stay. So there's that. Daniel Garcia basically said he's going after titles. Will Nightingale defeating Saraya, Nyla Rose, Jamie Hayter. To get a shot at WrestleDream for the women's title. Who cares? She, at the end, fucking, again, Mariah May beats her with the title over and over again, and then gets knocked the fuck out when they go backstage, when she's trying to cut an interview, what she just did to fucking Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale's basically the Orange Cassidy of the AEW locker room, basically. Penelope Ford, you didn't build her. I said the disappointment part tonight was you didn't build your stars that are returning. You're just having them come out and hit people with chairs. And it makes no sense. You didn't build up any vignettes with her. They're probably going to do the same thing when Julia Hart shows back up. You got to build these people up with some vignettes and give people a reason to cheer them on. The crowd was kind of just 50-50 tonight, and there was reasons why. You didn't build up your stars. Penelope Ford's a star in the work. She was a star in the works. She was getting some type of push on Ring of Honor, and then someone on Dynamite, and you did nothing. You did nothing. Switchblade Jay Wright with Juice Robinson defeat Cody Calhoun or Khan or whatever. Who cares? He was a performance enhancement talent. There we go again with this. WWE does the same shit in NXT sometimes, and I just roll my eyes going, what are we doing? Why? Then Jay White cuts a promo on Adam Page. You must be fooming at the gaps and this, that, and the third. And it's like, okay, great. Great. Why isn't Adam Page coming out and beating the shit out of you? Why are we not furthering this? You didn't. Monet with Camille, Brickhouse Camille, defeating Emi Sakura. And I said the same thing there. I was like, what are we doing? The only thing that I thought was good here was Private Party cutting a promo and Top Flight kind of breaking up a little bit. I thought that was a little kind of weird. Action Andretti turning heel. Again, who cares? Will Ospreay, I thought that was beautiful. Will Ospreay finally separating himself from Don Callis. I thought that was great. Don Callis slapping him in the face, the back and forth. Calling him a piece of shit. Perfect. That's how it should be. This, Daniel Garcia, I would say, and John Moxley's BBC versus Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta getting his ass beat. John Moxley and Danielson furthering their stuff. Great. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Those were the three things I thought was great. And MVP and Shelton Benjamin doing some type of looking at a monitor with Swerve Strickland's comeback. Great. Needs to be a thing more often. It needs to be a thing more often. Sorry, somebody's screaming in my house. So there's that. Anyway, look, this show is C average. They got to do better. AEW's got to step their game up. They got a TV deal now. They got Shockwave coming. They got stuff happening on Max. They got to do better than this. They are better than this. And Tony Khan, you got to stop with these announcements. You got to do it days prior. You got to give people to be in your arenas when they're coming to a show. If you're not building, people are going to think, well, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? You got to do better. Trust me, do better. Anyway, my name is RevSauce9. Make sure to do things on the channel. I will see you guys on the next one. Again, this show could have been way better. Oh, and I forgot to mention Chris Jericho did a whole thing, and the wrestler, I guess, was saying to Daniel Garcia as he was going around and having a celebration or something. Like, it was so stupid. And he basically said, if I win the TNT championship at WrestleDream, it's going to be you and me, and we're going to face each other, and brother. And it's like, whatever. It's like, you're making Shibata look stupid. Shibata should have a manager. Seriously, a manager that speaks for him. Not a fucking AI, not a voice assistant. Something that actually, and why are we not teaching this man English? I feel the same way WWE should do with their stars. You should hire translators to teach these guys how to speak our native language. I just don't get it. They would come off better if they'd speak English. No Okada here either. No Okada. Your continental title's not even that important. It's not a big deal in AEW. There's titles on that on WrestleDream that are not mattering. Maybe they do something on fucking Rampage. Maybe they do something in the future of that, but they got to do better. And I'm telling you, NXT needs to step up. They need to have picture-in-picture on their show. AEW's just got to put things in place that is better. There's just no excuse to it anymore. There is no more excuses with both of these companies. And I'm going to give crap to both companies. I'm going to give crap to Tony Khan. I'm going to give crap to Shawn Michaels. I'm going to give crap to whoever I can find in WWE land. I'm telling you, I'm starting to book negatively about SmackDowns and Raws and Dynamites because these shows are insulting my intelligence. It's starting to come that way. And I don't like calling this stuff out. But I have people in my community who are starting to say, well, I'm getting tired of the replays. I'm getting tired of the putting some funk on it and making it just a tad different, but it becomes the same over and over and over again. And they're doing it on all sides. It's not just AEW, it's WWE. And these companies are just in autopilot mode, and they think throwing these big stars will solve problems. Again, Cody should be losing the belt on SmackDown. It's just coming day by day. Everybody's saying the same thing. People are saying you're pushing these mid-card acts on WWE. Where's these mid-card titles? Some people are saying they don't want mid-card titles, but you want people to be in purgatory. It's the same with AEW. You have too many people on a roster. You have too many people on WWE's roster, and we're doing nothing with it. And it's just disappointing. It's, for instance, You're building up your rosters and you're not progressing stories. This is where mid-card titles would be perfect. And this is where WWE didn't do it with NXT with Jordan this week. It's just, I'm gonna nail WWE for it. Just as much as I'm gonna nail AEW for really bad storytelling. It's not good. And I just feel both companies rush and sploosh their loads on things that they shouldn't be splooshing on. It's what else more do you want me to tell you? that everything's great, AEW's doing a great job, or WWE's doing a great job. In my opinion, both companies are in the same playing field. Outside, they brought The Rock in, which they needed to do, and Roman Reigns is carrying Cody Rhodes. Solo Sikoa is getting protected by Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is throwing his weight around and keeping him there where he's at. Again, tonight, the things that made both shows different was the fact that on NXT, you had Yeet whoop that trick, and you had Wesley. That was great. You had a great North American Championship and the tag team match. And the women's stuff. Outside of that, you had poor decision after poor decision on NXT and no picture-to-picture. Anyway, my name is RevSauce9. I'm so outie. I love you guys. You guys know the deal. I'm outie. I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. I love you guys, as always. I do not like to come on here and seem like I'm down on both shows tonight, but I am down on the rushing and the poor storytelling. Again, I don't like to be so negative about shows, and I don't like to be so negative about things, but I have to call it for what it is when it's rushed booking on all sides and stuff like that. My name's Rev Sauce. I'll see you guys in the next one. This show was in the same playing field as NXT. I gave NXT, I think, a 6.0. I'm with that on Dynamite. 6.0 all around. Maybe Rampage gets better. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Ring of Honor changes my mind with AEW this week. But so far, going into this WrestleDream show, pay-per-view, it's very weak. And again, AEW, here's your alternative. AEW's booking for like 8-hour pay-per-views where WWE's booking for 4. There's your quality difference. Anyway, I'll see you guys. And more pay-per-views doesn't mean that the pay-per-view is going to be better. Just saying. Anyway, again, in the tag team match, again, tonight, Willer Yuta getting his ass beat by Marina Shafir and Moxley backstage. Great, cool. I'm cool with it. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. This AEW, man, I don't know. I'm left shaking my head. Same with NXT this week. And Raw, I'm kind of doing the same thing with. I don't know. It just seems like these are incomplete and rushed. And I just think, that they just book for casuals. And they're not booking for the hardcore types like myself. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing it differently. And I'm probably going to get somebody, what show were you watching? Well, I don't know what to say. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.